But ere the third day came, the French forth sent their pioneers to even the rougher ways, and ready made each warlike instrument, nor aught their labour interrupts or stays. The nights in busy toil they likewise spent, and with long evenings lengthened forth short days, till naught was left the host that hinder might to use their utmost power and strength in fight. That day, which of the assault the day forerun, the godly Duke in prayer spent well nigh, and all the rest, because they had misdone, the sacrament receive and mercy cry. Then oft the Duke his engines great begun, to show where least he would their strength apply. His foes rejoiced, deluded in that sort, to see them bent against their surest port. But after, aided by the friendly night, his greatest engine to that side he brought, where plainest seemed the wall, where with their might the flankers least could hurt them as they fought. And to the southern mountains' greatest height, to raise his turret, old Raimondo sought. And thou, Camillo, on that part hadst thine, where from the north the walls did westward twine. But when amid the eastern heaven appeared the rising morn, bright as shining glass, the troubled pagan saw, and seeing feared, how the great tower stood not where late it was, and here and there tofore unseen was reared of timber strong a huge and fearful mass, and numberless with beams, with ropes and strings, they view the iron rams, the barks and slings. The Syrian people now were no whit slow, their best defences to that side to bear, where Godfrey did his greatest engines show, from thence where late in vain they placed were. But he who at his back right well did know the host of Egypt to be approaching near, to him called Guelpho and the Roberts twain, and said, on horseback look you still remain, and have regard, while all our people strive to scale this wall, where weak it seems and thin, lest unawares some sudden host arrive, and at our backs unlooked for war begin. This said, 3 fierce assaults at once they give, the hardy soldiers all would die or win, and on 3 parts resistance makes the king, and rage 'gainst strength, despair 'gainst hope doth bring. Himself upon his limbs with feeble yield, that shook unwieldy with their proper weight, his armour laid in long unused shield, and marched 'gainst Raymond to the mountain's height. Great Solyman 'gainst Godfrey took the field, for nence Camillo stood Argantes strait, where Tancred strong he found, so fortune will, that his good prince his wonted foe shall kill. The archers shot their arrows sharp and keen, dipped in the bitter juice of poison strong. The shady face of heaven was scantly seen, hid with the clouds of shafts and quarries long. Yet weapons sharp with greater fury ben cast from the towers the pagan troops among. For thence flew stones and cliffs of marble rocks, trees shod with iron, timber, logs, and blocks. A thunderbolt seemed every stone, it brake his limbs and armours on whomso it light, that life and soul it did not only take, but all his shape and face disfigured quite. The lances stayed not in the wounds they make, but through the gored body took their flight. From side to side, through flesh, through skin and rind they flew, and flying, left sad death behind. But yet not all this force and fury drove the pagan people to forsake the wall, but to revenge these deadly blows they strove, with darts that fly, with stones and trees that fall. For need so cowards oft courageous prove, for liberty they fight, for life and all, and oft with arrows, shafts, and stones that fly, give bitter answer to a sharp reply. This while the fierce assailants never cease, but sternly still maintain a threefold charge, and 'gainst the clouds of shafts draw nigh at ease, under a pentise made of many a targe. The armed towers close to the bulwarks press, and strive to grapple with the battled marge, and launch their bridges out. Meanwhile below, with iron fronts, the rams the walls down throw. Yet still Rinaldo unresolved went, and far unworthy him this service thought, if 'mongst the common sort his pains he spent. Renown so got the prince esteemed not. His angry looks on every side he bent, and where most harm, most danger was, he fought, and where the wall high, strong, and surest was, that part would he assault, and that way pass.